Citroen has had a slow and modest start in the Indian market, but the French brand is just getting started and has a lot of models and a lot of plans for the future. And talking to me about this and more, we have the global CEO of Citroen, Thierry Koskas. Thierry, thanks for joining us.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Welcome back to India.
Thank you very much.
So, Thierry, just coming straight to it, numbers haven't been great. The volumes have been small. I don't think you can be happy with this. What are your thoughts on how do you take this volume up further?
Well, we did not want to have a huge growth and then fireworks and then nothing happens. We have a steady strategy where we build a brand. We introduce one new model every year. We expand the network. So we are at the beginning of this phase. We'll move from 50 dealers to 200 dealers very soon. We will be introduced the fourth model in the market. We are also adding some features to the product. We will also, you will see more and more the brand in TV, in the media, and so on.
So a lot of marketing of the brand.
Yeah, exactly. So we are making this steady growth strategy that you will see. So I'm very confident on the future that you will see more and more cars on the road.
Right. And to be honest, Thierry, I think the sense one gets is you misjudge the Indian consumer. I mean, the features were not enough. You had to course correct. So would you say it's been a bit of a learning and that the Indian customer has been a lot tougher and more demanding with a lot more features? And features is actually really the most important thing for the Indian customer right now.
Well, my first visit in India was 18 years ago. And it's just amazing to see how quickly this market evolves. You know now that the expectation of Indian customers are higher than European customers in terms of feature. So I think it's a learning for everyone. The most important for us is to answer to these needs. And you will see very, very soon more features added to the cars that precisely answer to what customers were saying, like, I need this, I need that, or whatever. So we will answer to that. We will answer very positively to that. It's a learning, to be honest, but what is important for us is that we made the necessary reaction and the necessary steps to answer to our customers.
And Terry, what does that do to cost? Because I know Stellantis, very, very cost driven, very bottom line driven, great operating margins, amongst the best in the industry. This must be a big challenge because, all this comes at a cost. Customers are also not willing to pay for it. Some of it you have to absorb. I'm sure it hits your bottom line. So is this one of the biggest challenges, is that really managing the cost base in India? And how are you doing it?
Well, first of all, you know that India is a very competitive country in terms of production cost. Actually, when we look at our plant in Tiruvallur, it's in the top 5 of all our plants in the world in terms of competitiveness. So it's great. But now, to answer to your question, when, for example, customers tell you, I want automatic air conditioning or I want LED headlamps, there is the cost, but there is also the value, which means that customers
they
are willing to pay because they say there is a value out of that. I need these features. So at the end, it's a question of trade-off, but we are ready to put the cost when there is a real value for the customer.
Right. And, again, just looking at the product lineup, you had the EC3 pretty quickly after the C3. There's a bit of a gap, I think, between the electric version for the C3 Aircross. I mean, what's the delay? Is there some development work that needs to be done? Obviously, you need a bigger battery, probably liquid cooling, no longer air cooling, or is it again just managing the cost over there?
No, at one point we think that there will be more and more electric cars in India for sure. But obviously the expectation of customers for a C3 Aircross is not the same as the C3 in terms of range. Because obviously the car is bigger, is heavier, you have the 7-seater version and so on. So people would expect more kilometers range.
So you need a bigger battery.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that we cannot do in one shot. We cannot take as simply as we thought, or we would think the battery of the EC3 and put it on
That was the
C3
original.
Aircross.
Was that the original thought?
No, that was never on the table. But at the end of the day, we just need to have a bigger battery. So there is thought of that.
And any? Can you give any time estimation?
No,
when
but that will come.
That will come.
Yeah.
When, this year or?
That will come.
Okay, I can't get you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, and just looking again at the Indian market, where
Yeah.
does the Indian market fit into Citroen's global, plan? I mean, how big do you think this will grow, and how important is India from, let's say, a volume perspective as well?
Well, that's very simple. I would think that India can become our second biggest market worldwide for Citroen.
Wow.
Which is huge, obviously.
It's very small numbers now, so that's quite ambitious.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I take so much interest into India. Obviously, our biggest market is obviously our home country, France, where we sell 200,000 cars per year, and after that you have other European countries. But I think that India has the potential, not now, but let's say within 5 years, to become the second biggest market. Why? Because it's a huge market, okay? That's the third biggest market in the world. And second one, because we have the potential to grow and to be one of the great brands in the market.
And you have the products, you think?
Yeah, we have 3 products today, C3, EC3, C3 Aircross. We'll have a 4th very soon. So with that, we are in the heart of the market. And we think that with that, we can be really, really growing. We'll expand the network as well. So the perspectives are really good for Citroen.
And any plans of launching any CBUs or more CKD products in India? You had the C5 Aircross, but I think that was very small. I mean, are you going to relook at that, or is the focus on mainly the manufacturing, the locally produced cars? Yeah.
Focus on local manufacturing. CBU, it can be good for, flagship model, the image and so on, because you give, the impression of what the brand
So
can do.
any
and
plans
so on.
for that or not?
No, we don't, because
Not
frankly, we don't think, it's. We have C5 Aircross today, but we don't think that it's necessary to bring more
Right.
CBU. Our strategy is completely focused on local manufacturing, because again, this is such a competitive market
Yeah.
that you cannot build a strategy only on CBU. It
Right.
has to be local manufacturing, and that's what we do with our plant in Tirol.
Well, and if you say we're going to be your second biggest market,
Yeah.
obviously you've got many models planned. So one can assume that after the 4th model, which is on the C-Cube platform, what is the next step? I mean, more on C-Cube? Can we have some of the Stella platforms also, or are they too expensive? Maybe an evolution of the C-Cube platform? Give us a little peek into the future that will tell us why India will become the second biggest
Well, I
market.
will obviously not answer to your question because I would have to disclose secret, but let me tell you a few things anyway.
Yeah.
Number one, I think with the 4 models that we'll have soon, we can do a lot. So there is a lot to do to progress on the sales for sure. And then the second one is we are so lucky at Citroen to enjoy this platform upon which all our cars are made, because this is a very competitive platform and this is a very evolutive platform. So we can do many things out of this platform.
It can keep evolving.
Yeah, exactly. It can keep evolving in size, in features, in whatever. So you will see in the future. I'm not going to disclose any plan, obviously, because I think that we can still do a lot with the 4 models that we have. But we can also assume that this platform will enable us to do many different things.
Right. Thierry, honestly, one more thing. I just want to pin you on that second largest, because that's got me today and not even 1% of the market. What is your volume projection? I mean, how soon do you think you'll get to becoming the second largest market for Citroen, and any numbers that you are looking at in India? I mean, what would you be happy with in terms of market share, volume, stuff like that?
Well, again, I'm not going to give you figure, but if you just do the math, our first market is France with 200,000 units, and the second market must be slightly below 100,000 units. So you have your answer.
Okay, so over 100,000 units is what you're
Not
looking
now,
at.
not immediately.
So in what time frame about?
But this is an ambition that I would
three,
love
4 years,
to,
5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, but this is an
5
ambition
years.
that I would love to pursue, and I think we can do it.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.